is Marcus Lowe, and I'm the service manager with RAD Water Systems. The purpose of that filter is to stop any type of trash, dirt, or debris that may come in from your well or even from your city water supply. It's there to extend the life of your water softener. So your pre-filter is going to be before your water softener. The rule of thumb is about every 3 months that you want to change your pre-filter. A lot of issues can happen if you don't change your filter regularly. The main problem that can happen is if you got a lot of sediment in your well, it can create a pressure drop through the house. If this filter is full of sediment, full of trash, it'll create a pressure drop. It can also create a smell if it's sitting in there for so long and things begin to grow. That can create an odor in your water as well. Those are the two main things that can take place. Also, if that filter gets that overwhelmed or exhausted with a lot of sediment, it can cause some more sediment to go through and to pass through. So you really want to stay on top of it, changing your filter. Keeping in mind that this pre-filter is a good thing. It's good to have it in front of your water softener. It's going to look yucky. It's going to look nasty. It's doing its job. So it's a good thing, and you want to stay on top of changing it. Okay, this is our RILF water filter before your Kinetico water softener. The process you want to use before changing your filter is, number one, you want to have a bucket, and you want to have your extra filter here with you. When you go to change your filter, you're going to have a shutoff valve before the filter somewhere in line. Location always dictates where that shutoff valve is going to be. In a basement, it may be right where the inline filter is, but if your unit is installed in a closet or in a garage, this main shutoff may be somewhere behind the water softener or somewhere that you can get to it. But when you go to change the filter, you want to close that main shutoff valve right before the filter. That'll block water from going into it. Then you want to shut your outlet shutoff valve. That'll block water from coming back. Now the filter's isolated. It's stopping water from flowing in, stopping water from coming back. You got a black button on the left. That's your pressure relief button. What that does, once you press it, is relieve pressure in this bowl to make it easy to turn. Once you do that, you have your blue collar on this particular type of filter that you have to turn to the left. The bucket is there to catch water. Remember lefty loosey, righty tighty? Once that collar is off, take your old filter out. Pour the excess of water down into your bucket. Make sure the O-ring is still located in the filter housing. Take your new filter. With the RILF filter, you have one way that this filter cartridge goes in. And I always say the big hole is right side up. You have a small diameter, and you have a larger diameter. The larger diameter is right side up. And put your filter, place it inside, put your collar up, and begin to screw it back onto the housing. Once you screw it onto the housing, you want to make sure it's just hand tight. Turn your water back on. Turn your water back on. This is our clear inline filter. Depending on the year your system was installed, it's there to stop any trash, dirt, or debris from coming through. Has a red pressure relief button on the left. Same procedures. Close the shutoff valve before it. Close the shutoff valve somewhere after it. It'll isolate the system. Press the red button. This is what you call your Kinetico mock pre-filter. Should have a shutoff valve before it. Close that valve. You got a pressure relief line. Once you close that valve, open up this gray handle. You're going to have a bucket that line runs to. Many of you may have the Amiot filter, depending on what year your system was installed. This particular filter has a flush valve on it that you can flush your screen periodically. The rule of thumb is when you add salt, you should flush your filter. Just flush about 5 gallons of water. You should have a hose hooked up to it. Open up this orange valve and let it run. Let it run for a good 2 minutes or so into a bucket or into the drain. Once that's done, go ahead and close it. Now, if you have not flushed that screen over a period of time, you may want to replace that filter screen inside.